So what are the real things freelance writers really need for 2024? There has been so many things I've been looking at regarding skills and things that freelance writers need. In my recent LinkedIn Accelerator newsletter that I published, I talked about one type of writer that got knocked down for a job because they didn't have certain skills. So let's look at that to see if you really need it or not. So here is my LinkedIn Accelerator newsletter. You can sign up for free if you want to, but I just published this a couple hours ago. It says I opened my LinkedIn feed and what I saw made me sad. So I saw a LinkedIn post. We can take a look at it from Adiksha. She says, I am a copywriter, but I'm getting rejected in interviews because I do not know SEO and Google Analytics. Why the standards for writers are so high. I have never seen designers or editors or photographers getting rejected for not knowing how to write. It's so frustrating because even if I am ready to upskill myself, no firm is ready to invest their time in training a candidate. They need someone perfect. I have been seeing more and more of this idea of having 10 types of skills to have an entry job. Now, I know this is more prolific for the non-freelancer sector for employees trying to find a job. That is a dumpster fire, honestly. There are so many available jobs that need certain skills and it's an entry-level job kind of thing. So you need like 3 or 5 years experience to just apply for an entry-level job. It is now seeping into the freelance industry with posts of these from a lot of writers saying that they got rejected because they don't know X, Y, or Z. All right. So in my newsletter, I do talk about this sort of cutthroat industry that freelancing has started to become because there are more and more people. Ever since the pandemic, there has been a rise in freelancers overall that are tapping into this industry. And for, the OGs like myself who have been doing this for many years, I am seeing that all over social media. And as a new freelancer or freelance writer, maybe you're thinking about enrolling in my course, Write Your Way to First 1K, or dipping your toes into, this side hustle strategy. You might find it difficult that you're not finding work. You are pitching and not finding work. They are denying you when you actually have freelance writing experience. All right. So I am going to sort of talk about the people that have experience, but they're not landing the job. So I am posing the question is if freelancing is sort of the way to go right now. Is it a viable option? Why are the standards so high? I think I tapped into that by saying that there are more people and it is becoming cutthroat. But I do want to change your mindset in a way by saying that you are competing with yourself and to start thinking about that. I don't listen to the chatter that's going on around me. And maybe I am naive about that. Maybe because I'm not really looking at it. I don't see it in my feed much. I only hear it through hearsay. I only hear it from others. And this post was in my feed, so I did grab onto that. But, on a typical day when I am on LinkedIn, I don't see posts from bro marketers that telling me, yes, you can become a millionaire if you take my, coaching strategy call that I am having that is cost $5,000. I'm hearing more and more people talk about this sort of industry, this bro marketer industry, which I don't personally see because I flood my feed with the right people that I want to follow. And so another aspect of this with not having the right skill is there's more to freelancing than just writing. And I think I've been trying to tell a lot of writers that are new to this industry that's the case. You don't need to be the greatest writer. I think I have a post from like 5 years ago that I've said that you do not need to be the greatest writer. You have to be a good marketer. Okay. You need to be able to market your business to be effective. Businesses will hire the writer that is the shiniest, that knows all the things versus quality copywriter that has a degree in journalism and doesn't have an online presence. I'm sorry to say, but that is the case at the moment. In my course, Write Your Way to First 1K, I do update as much as possible. The recent update was with AI, but I do talk about your online presence and building up your writer platform. That has always been my theme and my strategy since day one that I learned in 2014. I had to build a solid writer platform to market my business, right? And all writers need to do that. You need more than just your writing skills. You need social media. You need a pitching strategy. You need an onboarding process, and you need to know skills in SEO, in analytics, things like that, where you need to understand so that you can speak to your ideal clients. I do have a video that I talk about the right metrics that you can focus on in your writing so that it appeals to clients and they'll pay top dollar for? Because those are the metrics that you need to know. This writer, unfortunately, doesn't know SEO. As a copywriter, think about copywriting. They're only working on like pages, white papers, sales pages. Why would they need SEO when you think about it? But more and more businesses are hiring copywriters for writing SEO'd sales pages, SEO white papers, SEO landing pages. And so you do need to know this search engine optimization process for writing content. If you need help, I do have a course, the Fast Track to SEO Writing, that I encourage you to take. It does give you sort of the beginner overview of how to write SEO content for clients. But this is becoming more and more of a thing, even though there has been a lot of discussion about Google and Google updates for a lot of businesses, and especially bloggers and content creators. Know that one of my sites have been severely decimated because of this Google update. More and more people are relying less on SEO, but businesses are relying more on SEO. So there's this balance set for me, at least as a content creator and a freelancer, that I need to toe the line with. Like, I need to understand how to help my audience of content creators and how to help my clients who are SaaS businesses. Let's go on to see what people are saying. Some of them even want the copywriter to be skilled with Adobe Creative Suite. All right. So you're seeing more skills that you need to stack onto as a copywriter or a freelancer. Exactly. Like writers do not have an issue using Adobe as well. But is this the company going to pay according to that? Right. So that's another thing to demand. If they want X, Y, and Z skills, well, then you need to pay top dollar for that. I'm a marketer and copywriter with proven SEO experience and analytics. I make websites from scratch. So this person is experienced, and this person says you must learn SEO and Google Analytics as a writer these days, because when you are writing for digital space, you're a 60% writer and 40% content marketer. This is exactly what I'm saying, that you're not just a writer, you're also a marketer, a content marketer. And so what that means, in order to survive the freelance industry, you need to be on social media. You need to be on LinkedIn. You need to be on Twitter. And it's probably better also to be on Instagram, especially if you want to do copywriting, lifestyle writing. It's even good for my niche too. I do follow brands. It's how I was able to land a gig with GoDaddy, was through Instagram. So I find it a valuable platform to add to my suite of social media profiles. Consider getting on more than just one. Okay. Some writers are on TikTok. I don't think it's a viable niche for clients at the moment, but who knows? I am on TikTok, so I am just planting my seeds to see what comes of it, right? So social media is a big skill to know and to be on and to learn from. The other thing is SEO. Like I mentioned, SEO is a huge skill that all writers need to learn. Whether you're a lifestyle writer, copywriter, freelance writer for the digital marketing space, you need to learn SEO. You also need to start producing consistent content. Just because you start a LinkedIn profile doesn't mean that you're going to land clients. You need to post consistently. You need to post on Instagram consistently. Now, I'll be the first to say that I am not that consistent, but I'm trying to be more consistent. So what I have been finding is that the more content I do create, the more consistent that I am. And I'm holding myself accountable to it. In February, I published everyday YouTube videos, which helped me start a new paid newsletter that helped me write more consistently on LinkedIn. Now this month, I am pitching every day. So now I'm creating more videos. I am writing more content. I am producing more overall. I think for me, at least, if I know I have to do this every single day, I do it every single day. And then when I do that every single day, I can add something else to add to that every single day, and then add to that every single day, and add to that every single day. Does it mean that I am updating all my social profiles? No. I just did a TikTok video. The last time I published on TikTok was probably maybe a couple weeks ago. So no, I don't publish consistently. Same thing with Instagram. I think it's been a couple weeks since I published on that platform. So I am more consistent on certain profiles like LinkedIn. I'm not even as consistent on Twitter or X. So I do understand that, but I am consistent where I need to be consistent. So as a freelancer, when you're on social media, don't expect yourself having to be consistent on all the platforms. Focus on one. And if you have time, then you can reshare that to Twitter. Sometimes if I'm pressed for time, I just copy what I wrote on LinkedIn and share it onto Twitter. That's easy for me. Okay. Same thing with Instagram. I might just quickly make a graphic with the stuff on it and then post it onto Instagram. Instagram. So that is something to do with repurposing your content. All right. So social media is a big thing. SEO is a big thing. And then creating that content, like I was saying, do you need a blog? You don't need a blog, but a blog helps you improve your writing. It helps you learn SEO skills. It helps you show potential clients how to write online. That helps me. It's like a portfolio item. All right. So those are what I feel at the moment freelancers really need. Of course, my course, Write Your Way to First 1K, has all those elements to help you succeed, but it's just more where I might say you might need, an Instagram account. I'm saying you probably now need an Instagram account, where I might say not to start an email list. It's not necessary. It might be overall a good strategy to, develop those assets in your business. Some freelancers have a podcast. They have a paid newsletter like I do now. So these things only help you in the long run. If you're a travel writer and you have a big audience through your paid newsletter, that can show off to potential publications that you have this audience. Clients are wanting that now from their writers. I have seen that for the past 6-7 years, but for a lot of other writers now that are in this space, you do need to develop an audience. You do need to develop it doesn't have to be large, just a small audience. Like I told you, when I first started, I didn't have a big Twitter audience and I was still landing clients, and I don't have a big audience on Instagram or even on LinkedIn, but I can still pick up clients. Okay. So just be aware of just being on the social platforms is advantageous. And then sharing the content that you create when you post. A lot of clients want to know how you're doing these things. How are you writing this content? How is your process? What is your process? Those are good things to share, okay, to market your business. And I think you will succeed, of course, with a good pitching strategy as well that I have talked about recently. So make sure to go check out